What is going on with airplanes lately? First, we have doors and windows literally ripping off the side of the plane. Planes that are grounded for loose bolts now. We have people screaming, remember this video? That MFer back there is not real. And now we have diversity hires for people who are in charge of our air travel. Now, what does that mean? Let me explain to you. The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, their new diversity push includes focusing on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. Why? Well, because people with these severe disabilities are the most underrepresented group of the federal workforce. Some of the targeted disabilities that they're looking to hire include, but are not limited to, hearing impairs, vision impairs, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric disabilities, and dwarfism. Okay, where do I begin? I'll tell you where I began by, I did a little research to see what the medical requirements are for someone who's an air traffic controller. Okay, shall we? This is from the FAA's website, all right? Personnel ordinarily assigned to an operating position, including those who have direct supervision of the specialists within the facility, must not use the type of drugs listed below within a 24-hour period, sedative-type drugs, tranquilizers, any drugs such as but not limited to antihypertensive agents, ulcer medications, and any other drug or medication likely to affect the alertness, judgment, vision, equilibrium, or state of consciousness. Okay, so are these rules going to change? That is my first question, because if we are allowing people with psychiatric disabilities to, pretty much operate heavy machinery, direct airplanes, are these rules changing? Can people now be sedated while directing air traffic, like a result from many anti-anxiety drugs, psychiatric drugs? Are these changing? The answer is probably yes, if I had to guess. You want to know why? Because hiring based on merit is now outdated. The CEO of United Airlines literally said that he takes race and gender into account when it comes to hiring. He also says that there are too many white men in the industry. Listen to this.
How is diversity and diversity targets working into the Aviate Academy?
We have committed that 50% of the class of the classes will be women or people of color. Today, only 19% of our pilots at United Airlines are women or people of color. And by the way, from all the data I've seen, that's the highest of any airline in the country.
White males don't just dominate in the cockpits, also in the C-suite at United Airlines.
Well, look, at United, I'm proud of the diversity that we actually have in our C-suite. I think if you look around corporate America.
Correct me if I'm saying, though, so this was just based off your website, the people you list as executives, but out of 11 people, 3 are women. I believe 1 is a person of color.
That's correct. But, in corporate America, I think,
That's a low bar. How do you raise your own bar?
Well, a lot of this is, focusing on it. We have programs one of the things we do is for every job when we do an interview, we require women and people of color to be involved in the interview process, bringing people in early in their careers as well.
I thought it might be interesting to add that the CEO of United Airlines is also a drag queen. United CEO is a drag queen. So keep these videos and these pictures coming, because when things just hit the fan, these videos are going to be wild when they are constantly resurfacing and being used as evidence. We've gone way too far with this whole diversity is a good thing. It should not be applied when it comes to flying a plane or helping somebody land a plane. Nothing in the world sounds better to me than a male pilot going over the intercom, sounding like one of those stereotypical dads who makes those dad jokes, who slaps the plane before he gets on. Oh, this bad boy is going to take us real far today. That brings me comfort. That brings me joy. That brings me relaxation. You know what doesn't? A person with a psychiatric disorder trying to land a plane that I'm on. Isn't that why we have 2 pilots in case one gets sick, drops dead, or tries to crash the plane? There's somebody there to help that not happen, help the situation. I would prefer my aviation experts to be mentally stable. But merit doesn't matter anymore, because we have transgender, minority, radicalists, all these activists who demand that people work in areas where they should not be working just so it looks good. Here's my thought. Why do professional sports teams not worry about hitting a diversity quota when it comes to their team? Because they want to win championships, be successful, win titles so badly that they don't care about hiring for a diversity quota. But our so-called aviation experts and professionals do. This is the hill that they're going to die on, literally speaking, the hill that people could die on. Can you imagine how stressful it is to already be an air traffic controller? Not to mention adding in a layer of mental illness to the situation. For those of you who watch Breaking Bad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As if air travel is not chaotic enough, then you have layers and layers and layers of your own stress on top of that, and you're controlling planes and helping people land and take off safely. But no, let's bring more chaos into it. Let's bring mental illness into it. Please, please. This is the kind of stuff that will get people killed, but it's in the name of an inclusive agenda, so it's fine. Get your mentally unwell, deaf-blind, manic-depressive pilot, and let's see how it goes. These are the people that are so nervous to order at restaurants that they want to hire to direct air traffic control. It's fine. Everything's fine, except nothing is fine. The world is a joke.